Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the garden. Today, we're going to be talking about growing dahlias from seed. Now, I will admit, I'm just like everyone else. I used to really chase those magical unicorn varieties of dahlias, just hoping to get the best displays possible. And I quickly found that that was really not very a cost-effective approach to starting a dahlia bed. So I've recently made the switch and focus to growing from seed, and that's what this video is really going to kind of focus on. Before you can plant the seed, of course, you need some pollination to happen. That's what this little bee is doing here. The best varieties to collect seeds from are those that are double and those that possess the traits that you want to see in your own flowers. There's tons of genetic diversity when it comes to dahlia. So in terms of seed, you really don't know what you could get. You get something really beautiful, you get something kind of or a single, a double, a semi-double, lots of things there. The seed pods that you're seeing on your screen have been pollinated exceptionally well. Of course, you want to allow all of those flower heads to dry and form seeds fully mature. Ideally, they should have just kind of started to brown and get crispy and dry by the time you are harvesting them. In this video, these are a little bit green. I harvested these just a tiny bit early, but most of them were viable even in this condition. You can see all the petals had been removed from them or fallen freely from them, and just a good, really solid production of seed. The way that I extract the seed is I just rub them together with my hands. That's really not rocket science. Once you get those seeds out of there, you kind of can feel whether or not some are, stiff or more flexible than others. In general, the ones that are kind of have that stiffer feel are the ones that are going to be viable and produce seedlings for the garden. And of course, you can go to the effort to kind of get rid of these extra papery bits and whatnot. I generally don't do that. To begin the actual seed starting process, I use the winter sowing method. If you are unfamiliar, you can use these milk jugs as kind of miniature greenhouses. I have a complete video about this process. I'll put it in the cards right here so that you can click it if you are unfamiliar. On a larger scale, the winter sowing, I use these open mesh seed trays, filling them with potting soil. The same process is generally, the same, but I like to start the seeds about 4 to 6 weeks before my last frost date, my average frost date in the spring. This will allow them ample time to begin growing so that I can transplant them out as soon as, the soil has warmed up a bit and all chances of frost has passed. This is just the way I do it. It should be noted that you can definitely start them indoors very early, about 6 to 8 weeks. Inside with grow lights, and you will have even better results than this. I'll show you here in a second. Once I get these beds prepared and everything, I'm still in the process of tilling beds because this is a new garden. But in their first year, this is what my seedlings are going to look like at transplant. They just have 1 or 2 sets of true leaves. Nothing crazy. I do use a landscape barrier fabric to keep the weeds down in the first season. The spacing on these is about 8 to 12 inches. Again, as these grow and mature, they're going to get dug and moved and separated and things. So lots of room for change if you change your mind or you find that they're too tight or, too close and stuff like that. For me, I just find that this spacing is most effective to get as many flowers in here as possible and still get good results in terms of growth. Since I started these outdoors kind of later than you would indoors, these will remain relatively small throughout the first growing season. Now, it's definitely, common that I get a few flowers here and there in their first season. As you can see, they grow pretty large. You can, allow them to get bushy if you want, pinching them. In general, I try to cut away any of the flowers in the first season just because I want them to really focus all their energy and growth on the production of tubers. It really is that production of tubers in the first season that's going to allow them to come back next year, either if you're leaving them in the garden or digging them to store over winter and give you the best results in terms of plants. These are plants that were, left in the garden to overwinter with success here in year 2. They started to emerge very early in the spring. A couple times the frost even killed them back because they were so eager to grow, which is always a good thing. I ended up removing all this black plastic from this bed eventually, but in the second season, I just kind of left it intact, and there wasn't really any negative downside to that. As you can see, these plants are healthy and bushy and just robust, and they're looking really, really nice. a couple pinchings and everything, just bushed up really nice, and a really just prolific production of blooms in the first year. Once these things started to bloom, I really could see the diversity among each of the different new varieties that were grown from seed. Even seeds collected from, roughly the same parent plant had tons of diversity, which is really nice. I know a lot of people emphasize that a lot of the dahlias grown from seed won't be good enough for cut flowers, and I just couldn't disagree more. As long as you are saving seed from quality varieties, you're going to get quality seedlings. These were all grown from seed. Some of these are absolutely gorgeous. They have gorgeous tones and colors, and they have just beautiful forms. I can't say enough good things about the results of growing these from seed and at no cost. It's something, if you have the room, I really would encourage it. In terms of watering and everything, obviously, water on a weekly basis. I don't have any drip irrigation or anything, but I did find myself bringing out the garden hose a few times to give these a little bit of supplemental water in addition to what we were getting from the rain. The same can also be said in terms of routine fertilizer. In the first season, I do feed them quite a bit in order to get that growth really going and that root development and tuber development and things like that. Haven't really noticed too many problems with pests or anything. It's just really important to keep good kind of garden sanitation practices, be on the lookout for viruses and gall and all of those icky, gross things that you don't want spread. But otherwise, I think growing from seed is just the way to go. I'm not quite sure what else to add in this video. If you have any questions, do let me know in the comments. I'll do my best to help as always. I am by no means an expert, and much of what I do in the garden is just very much, trial and error and exploring gardening for myself. Our first crack at growing a lot of these from seed was really a success, and I'm happy to be able to use them in donations and things. And it just makes a world of difference in early season color and all that good stuff for our beds. Thank you so much for watching. It honestly means the world to me. I know a lot of you guys have stuck around here for almost a decade now, and that's insane. And I am so incredibly thankful because without you, genuinely, it would not be possible. I would not be able to do this and donate flowers and grow all of this stuff. So I really am thankful. I hope it is bright and sunny wherever you are. Hope the weather's gorgeous. I hope your garden is gorgeous because you totally deserve it. Don't ever forget that. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks. Bye. Oh, one more thing. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. I know some of you guys might not be familiar. That little subscribe or follow button down there, if you click that, it'll alert you and tell you whenever I upload a new video. I'm working really hard this year to get some good content out. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.